Okay guys, I'm back with another video. Obviously, I'm here in front of the camera. Okay, so today I just wanted to share my story of me finding out that Santa Claus isn't real, or that he doesn't exist. So first I'm going to begin by sharing some, I guess, like some reasons why I believed in Santa Claus for so long, and like why I thought like Santa Claus exists, you know? So I guess I'll start when one time I was sitting, what am I saying? There was this one time I was laying in my bed and it was around Christmas time, and then somebody opened the door, and like I saw, you know when you're little, your parents are tall, like you feel like they're like super tall and all that. So like I was sleeping, and then there was something behind the door that woke me up when he was opening the door, and then I was just like, looking with my underneath my blanket, and then I saw like this big shadow, and I was like, oh my god, it's Santa Claus, because like Santa is big and I see this huge shadow, so it has to be Santa Claus. The next morning I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I saw Santa Claus last night. She was like, you did? I was like, yeah, I did. Like he was so big and fat and everything. And she was like, oh, okay. And then there was another time where I went to school and there were no presents under the Christmas tree. I got back from school and there were a bunch of presents under the Christmas tree, and I was the first to open the door, and I was like, oh my god, we have presents under the tree. And my mom, she was like, really? Oh my god, let me see. Like, she's such a good actress, like I gotta give it to her. She was like, oh my god, Santa Claus did come, and let me see who, like what he brought, like like for who the presents are for. She was like, oh my god, he came. And I was like, yeah, blah blah. And then that same day, I guess she had broken her, like her plant fell over or something, and at this house we didn't have a chimney, so the plant was by the window. I don't know why I'm looking at my window over here. And then she told me that Santa Claus would come in through the window because we didn't have a chimney at that house. And she was like, yeah, he brought presents, he even messed up my plant. And then I said, oh my god, like I felt bad, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like he messed up your plant just to give us presents. And then I was like, but how come I don't see any footprints on the snow, right? Because like his sleigh and his reindeers, because we had snow. This was when we were living in Alaska, and it was snowing. Obviously it was Christmas time. And she said, well, Santa Claus has magical powers and blah 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 blah. So I was like, oh yeah, you're right. So I thought Santa Claus had came to our house, or had gone to our house that day. And then there was another time that I asked my dad, I was like, Dad, does Santa Claus exist? And then he said, it's up to you, it's whatever you want to believe. And I was like, what does that mean? And like I did believe in Santa Claus, so you know what, Santa Claus does exist. And he was like, well, whatever you want to believe, right? Like he didn't say yes or no, he was just whatever you want to believe. And then oh my god, what am I doing? Another reason why I believed in Santa Claus for so long, because I'll tell you guys how old I was. Because my brother's name is Eric, and it's spelled E-R-I-C-K, and a lot of people just spell it with just a C or just a K, and Santa Claus would always misspell his name with just a C. I used to think most people's names are spelled with a C only, so Santa Claus must think my brother's name is spelled that way, and that's why he's doing it like this, right? And I thought like I was like, it's Santa Claus who's misspelling his name, because my parents wouldn't misspell his name. So I was like, yeah, it's Santa Claus who's always misspelling his name. He doesn't know how to spell it, right? And then what else? There were like other, I wanted to say something. Okay, I cut myself off. So there were so many reasons and so many things that happened why I believed in Santa Claus for so long. But I'm kind of happy that nobody at school and elementary school told me that Santa Claus doesn't exist. You know how a lot of kids are like that. So I'm happy nobody told me that, and they like ruined that for me. But guess how old I was, you guys, when I found out that Santa Claus doesn't exist? Okay, honestly, I don't even know how old I was, but I do know what grade I was. I was in 7th grade. I know, I was so old. Like I can't believe I went that long believing in Santa Claus. Oh, okay, wait. There was another time I went, I think I was like in 5th grade or 6th grade. We went to Mexico and like to visit family, and then I was like, oh yeah, so we have a bunch of presents under the Christmas tree. Santa Claus brought us presents and blah blah blah. And then my auntie, she was like, she still believes in, oh my god, I thought I saw something over there, oh my god. She asked my mom, she was like, she still believes in Santa Claus? And I heard that and I was like, yeah, why? And she was like, oh no, just because. And my mom was like, yeah, she does. And I was like, yeah, I do. Like, what? I can't, you know? And I was getting older, you know? So like I said, I was in 7th grade when I found out he didn't exist. So the way I found out that he doesn't exist was that I was opening up my presents, and this particular present said from Santa, not from mom, not from dad. It said from Santa, right? So I'm unwrapping it, and then the box that the present was in had my dad's name on it with our home address on it. I said on it twice. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm like, sorry. And I was like, why is this information in this box that Santa gave to me, right? Like, I can expect it from a present from my parents, but not from Santa. And then I was, at that moment, I was like, Santa Claus doesn't exist. I think it was the next day that I was like, that I went up to my mom. I was like, Mom, because mom is in charge of the gifts, like the wrapping and all that. So I went up to her the next day and I was like, Mom, you put this box in my Santa's present to me, blah blah. And then I was like, he doesn't exist, does he? And she said, and I forgot what she said, but basically she said no. And I was like, oh, okay. Being like, I wasn't crushed that knowing that Santa doesn't exist. I was like, oh, okay. Like, because I mean, I was old, I wasn't a little girl, like, yeah. So I wasn't like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry this whole time. I thought, but no, I was like, okay. I was like, it was time for me to stop believing in him. Yeah, that was my story. Let me know if you like this story time and how old you were or what grade you were in when you found out Santa Claus wasn't real. I'm embarrassed because I was so old, but at the same time I'm not, because I'm glad that during my elementary school years, I'm glad that I still like believed in Santa Claus and all that. So yeah, that was my story for today. I hope you guys liked it, and then don't forget to like and subscribe, please. You guys gotta make me famous, you know, like just throw that in there. Like, yeah, that was my, oh my god, I'm moving my hands too much. I'll stop. That was my story time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye. Can I just say that I had no idea how I was looking on the camera. I didn't even look over there. Eyes are like so pulled back, and that I broke out, okay? So because when I went to Wahoo, I ate a bunch and I broke out. So that's why I have, like, you know, you can see, it's obvious, and you know, that's what happens to me. My body is like that. Like, I'm sorry you guys, like, but you know, I gotta film. So I gotta film the way my face is looking, the way I'm looking, you know, like, but yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Oh my god, why does my body have to break out every time I eat so much? Anyway, that was it. Okay, bye.